It's just me and Mollie Collie. Well, because the rest of us went out for a walk earlier, except Mollie Collie. And then by the time we got back, went out for a walk with Stuart at 5 o'clock. Problem is the Mercedes wouldn't start. Battery dead. And it took us a while to figure out how to charge the battery. Enough to get it started on that one, because the battery apparently is in the boot. Because I've reversed into the driveway and the dog's in the boot, that was impractical. But there is actually a port on where the engine is, where if you connect to that, you can, quick start the car. Yeah, with the battery. So that's cool. Oh, that was good. Well, when I got the car, the bloke did point out that. He pointed at something and said, your red bit goes there and black bit goes anywhere else on the engine. That'll do it. He said the battery is not actually in the engine area. He said something like that. But I completely forgot when I had to do it. So I was like, oh, okay. Right. So it took us about an hour to sort that out, and then we had a shorter walk, but they still had a good walk, so that's fine. They come back huffy and puffy. So that's good, that's what matters. My Collie! My Collie! My Collie! Come. Right, deaf head. Come on. What are you eating? Yeah, please don't eat crap, Mollie. You've got 10 days to you having babies, so I don't want you dying because you've eaten something you shouldn't have eaten. Idiot. Okay? Don't eat rubbish, Mollie. I'm going to get a lot stricter with you when we come out for walkies, aren't I? Really? Make sure you actually keep up rather than sniffing around the stuff you shouldn't be sniffing around. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, went to the gym. Well, I went to the gym yesterday. They've changed the timings now, so it's just basically the 10 o'clock. Actually, it wasn't that busy. It wasn't that busy last night, it wasn't that busy tonight, and I went at 1 p.m. today. It wasn't that busy then either. So that's cool. Yeah. Well, 1 p.m. today, I started with chest press with 30k dumbbells. Last night, I'd done 35k dumbbells, so I thought, well, today, yeah, certainly lunchtime, just do 30s, not 35s. So I did 4 sets of that, I think, 4 sets of that. And then did cable crossover, the upper back. Also did a few chest presses, standing chest presses with the cable crossover. Basically like you do with the dumbbell press. Same position, push out, straightforward. Did a few of those, a couple of sets of that. Then did the hammer curl into shoulder press with 15k and then 17k. Did a few reps of that each. And so, yeah, that's what I did this morning. So tonight I reversed it. I started off with hammer curl into shoulder press with 15k, 17.5k and 20k. Of course, I could do more this time because I wasn't as knackered as I was, because it wasn't my last thing, it was my first thing, so I could do more. So cool. And then I went and did the cable crossover bits, and then I thought, right, do 30k again. I thought, actually no, do 35s. I did 1 set of 30, and then I did 2 sets of 35. So yeah, that's cool. That was chest press again, flat bench. Yeah. So the point of that is quite simply where I was saying to one of the instructors there, if I want to go from 35 to 42, I really have to overdo 35. Yeah, do a lot of it. Twice a day, do 6 sets of it, that sort of thing. If I can do more, 10 sets, do 10 sets of it. Yeah. No, because that way, the body is getting used to it. Getting used to that extra strain from 30k to 35k with dumbbells. How to handle it. And once it gets used to that, it will be as used to it as it would be to 30. So 35 will become what 30 was. Then when you move on to 42, 42 will become what 35 was. It'll be difficult to start with, but you'll get used to it. And then you move up to 44, 46, 48, 50. Because then they move up by 2 after that. It's, easy steps, really. Going from 35 to 42, that's 7k difference, which is quite a big difference, really. But so today I did, with 30k I was doing 12 reps. With 35k I was doing 10 reps. So therefore, really, I should, in theory, be able to do 42k. It's just about getting the weight into position. It's about practicing that, really. And so practice that with 35k. And then when you add 7k to it, if you're used to doing it and you can do it, and you've got used to the technique of doing it and everything else, well then it's quite easy to add 7k to it, really. It's not that big a deal. So, yeah. So, it looks like I could still end up doing the 50k dumbbells. Could. Still end up doing the 50k dumbbells with chest press. Yeah. Which would be cool. I mean, it's a bit late. It'd end up being probably 2 months late, but considering COVID, that isn't bad. If we hadn't have had all these lockdowns, I would have been able to do that before I was 52. Yeah, I was fully confident I could do it before 52. It was just a case of going, as it is now, between 35 and 42. It took me a while to get back to 35k. Well, mainly because I wasn't even using dumbbells, actually. I wasn't. No, I was using the cable crossover. Then I went onto the Smith machine. And then because the Smith machine was weird, and I was proving to have virtually hardly any strength with regard to that, I figured I might as well just go on to dumbbells. Go back onto that, really. Yeah, that's okay. Now that seems to be working, yes. That's cool. Yeah. That's the thing, it's about continuing to develop, continuing to learn. It's about learning techniques of doing stuff. Yeah. But when it's heavier, your technique may have to change. Certainly a case where you're doing weight training and stuff like that, when you're doing heavier, your technique has to be polished, because when you're doing light, even if your technique is slightly off, it doesn't matter. You're not going to get injured because it's light. Yeah, generally speaking, you'll be fine. Those supporting muscles can cope if they've been asked to do more because your technique is wrong. Whereas when you're doing heavy, your technique has to be spotty on. And so it's just continual learning. Yeah. So, yeah. This is a continuation from the one I did yesterday, the video. That one is in the process of being sorted out. Yeah, so, but yeah. The thing about learning is that learning is possible. Absolutely. I mean, even dogs learn. You know, as I said about my dogs, when there were 5 of them, yeah, and COVID first started, I was walking down here and I taught them to walk behind me. You know, Mollie and Chewie and Lucy were 5 years old. You know, in human years, that works at about 35, doesn't it? So at 35 years old, still learning something new. And learning it very, very quickly. If they have the ability to learn something new, if an old dog, 5 years old, it's not that old, but yeah, it's not a puppy, but if an old dog can learn new tricks, then so can we. That phrase is very true. Old dogs can learn new tricks. Can. Yeah. And if you ask the question, why don't more old dogs learn more tricks? It's because owners, generally speaking, don't try and teach old dogs new tricks. Mollie found a bot. Mollie found a bot. Oh, yes, you did. Mollie found a bot, eh? Look at that tail. Mollie's a happy girl. Mollie Collie found a bot bot. There you go, Mollie Collie. You're a happy girl now. Hey? You pleased? You found the bot bot? It's a good girl. Look at you. Hey? Good girl. Alright, Mollie's a good girl, isn't you, Mollie, eh? I was talking to the people in the gym, actually. I think I've got times booked for tomorrow, but I think I'm going to cancel both. I think I am. Well, I've got Thursday booked. I've got 2 sessions booked on Thursday. 1 session booked on Friday. So, do I need, really, to go tomorrow at all? Not really, no. No, I don't think so. So, I don't think I'm going to. I think I'll cancel that and just spend the day with the dogs. Actually, I'm going to look at the weather, because weather's going to be very much dependent. As in, I could... Well, I don't know. I'll have a look. I'll have a look at the weather when I get back. If the weather suggests it's going to be rainy around lunchtime tomorrow, I will keep the lunchtime appointment. Gym, if it's going to be rainy in the evening, I'll keep the evening appointment. But 10 o'clock isn't too bad. 10 o'clock is okay appointment. I'm not going to be taking the dogs out at 10 o'clock. Yeah, 9 o'clock, fine, that's cool. Well, we're starting to get into autumn, even though we're early, we're still early August. But, yeah, the nights are starting to close in already. Oh, that's the point. Yeah, on Mike Graham program on Talk Radio, he was talking about, who are they called? We were talking about the past predictions on global warming that have been completely wrong, where they were basically saying that, you know, certainly London would be underwater by 2005, which ended up being not wrong, completely wrong. Then they were saying that 2020, England would have an ice age sort of winter, and the temperatures, even in the summer, would be really incredibly bleak and cold because of global warming. Well, that didn't happen. So, United Nations, this was all from, all their predictions on global warming have been proved to be complete BS. Basically, they've gone to the same school of predictions as the people talking about COVID and that sort of stuff. Come over here, Mollie Collie. Come over here. Got the idiot police coming down here again for some reason. Just ignore them. Pay them no heed at all. Not up again. Showing their blinking lights. See, they're showing their lights until they got to me, and then when they're going, they're not showing the light anymore. What's the point in that? Are you looking for someone? Clearly not, because you stopped showing your light, haven't you? Ah, yeah. As I say, yeah. More and more, with regards to the police, more and more got to the point of understanding you can't trust them at all. You just cannot trust these people. As I've said before, the ones you come across might be good, or they might just be pretending to be, to get you to open up. Because quite often, they know that really the best thing for you is to not say anything. They know that. They know that your lawyer is going to tell you not to say anything. If you speak to a lawyer, they're going to tell you, well, don't say anything until I get there, okay? Don't say a thing until I get there. A good lawyer will always tell you, keep stum, absolute stum. Do not say a word. Because the police have got tactics, and the tactics they use to try and get you to admit guilt, even if you're completely innocent. I mean, they are trained in doing this. Interview techniques. They're trained in good guy, bad guy crap. Even though they don't do it quite as obviously as it used to be in the past. You might have one copper who's a bit grumpy, one copper who's a bit more friendly. Yeah. One copper who's, trying to get you to speak, giving you the consequences of not speaking. The other copper who's trying to get you to speak, saying, "Oh, but if you just speak, we'll be able to get you home soon. Don't worry, we're not here to get you into trouble. We're just trying to find out the truth." Yeah, right. Ah, dear me. Bearing false witness. You're lying. If you're lying, you're bearing false witness, basically. Yeah, you're lying. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So as a citizen, you have to realise really that this system is designed for a purpose. And there are players in the system, and if you're at the bottom rung, they don't serve you. No, they don't. And certainly if you're in God's kingdom, then the people in this kingdom do not serve you. They're not here to serve you. They're here to serve the rich and powerful of this kingdom. The people that run this kingdom. That's who they're here to serve. If you're not one of those people, then if you come across these people, then understand. You might think you're having a bad day, but as soon as you open your mouth, you're having an incredibly bad day. So don't do that, because certainly you try and be friendly, try to have a friendly conversation. They get you talking. Once they get you talking, they're going to get you talking about, "Oh, well, yeah, we're just asking about, do you know so-and-so?" And you say, "No, I've never heard that person. We've never met." And say, "Oh, well, were you down a certain street at a certain time?" Because we know you were, because we've got a receipt. Yeah, you were in the petrol station there, yeah? And you say, "Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah. Oh, that person was there at the same time as you, so you would have seen them." You say you've never met, so is it possible you've met? As soon as you say, "Well, yeah, it's possible." "Oh, so you might have known them then." You're knackered. You're knackered. Yeah. Because even though you've not lied, they try and treat you as if you have lied. Because you said you've never met. Now they're basically getting you to second guess yourself. Keep away from that crap. I only talk about that because they just come past. So, there you go. It just brought up all that sort of stuff again. Anyway, so yeah. Well, that's the thing about learning as well. You have to learn who you are and where your place is in the society that you're in. In a sense, I mean, certainly. One second. Mollie, Collie, come. Mollie! Wait, we're going walkies. Come on. Come on, you. You coming? You're over there. You coming? Yeah. Good girl. Okie dokie. Well, what I meant about your place, I don't mean your place is in, this is your place, you stay there and you don't move out of it. No. Not that at all. As I said, if you're a Christian, you have a job to do. So you need to understand what your job is. But you also, as I say, you need to understand that if you're part of God's kingdom, then the systems of this kingdom are not designed for you. That's why I've always said, with regards to church trying to train people according to the world system, college, is ridiculously stupid. And it's not something that God wanted, it's something that man wanted. Man recognises that someone who is trained is someone who has gone through college. Right? That's come from the world. That's not come through God. Abraham never went through college. None of the prophets ever went through college, did they? Never went through no sort of prophet college, did they? Paul never went through college, to be able to lead the church, did he? To be able to become a speaker of the church? No. He was trained by who? God. Peter, John, Luke, James, all the rest. Did any of them go to college? Nope. They learned from who? God. They walked and talked with the Lord through the years that he was walking and talking upon this earth as a man. They also were led by the Holy Spirit after Pentecost. So therefore, they were being led by God and taught by God in their ministry. We see when Peter is told by God about what to eat, and when dealing with the Gentiles and what to, how to behave and stuff. That's God teaching. That's not a college. That's not a college. Now that sort of stuff will be taught in Bible college because it's biblical, so it'll be taught in Bible college. That's still a college. That's not God's way, that's man's way. Now, if we can understand that God is not going to prefer man's way to train his people, that's not saying God won't use man's way sometimes. But it's not going to be God's chosen way of doing things, is it? He's going to want to train his people for the jobs that he has for them. Because again, each person is unique. So it's not like a worldly job. If you have a job as a construction engineer of a certain level, the training is going to be the same because the rules, understandings, and everything about that job is the same. It doesn't matter who's doing it. It has to be the same. Ministry, nope. Ministry is highly dependent upon the person ministering. That person is an individual. You can't have a college system designed to build ministers, because any system is going to be designed the same way any other college system is going to be, to teach a certain way of doing things. That's the point, to teach a certain way of doing things. Now, there can't be a certain way of ministering, because you can't teach a certain way of ministering, but teach it as God's way of ministering. Mollie, Connie, Mollie, come on, this way. Pay attention. Come, baby, go. Well, no, you can't do that, because, as I've said before, each church has to be seen as independent, with completely different individuals in completely different areas, with different individuals having different needs. And so therefore, each person coming into that church as a minister has to be designed for that particular church, right? How is Bible Collies going to understand that? Or understand how to design that person for that church when they don't know what church that person's going into? When they don't understand the area the person's going into? God does. Bible Collies doesn't. You see, look, this is why I find it difficult speaking to Christians, because if Christians cannot understand this very simple thing, and it is really simple, if you've not actually bothered to try and consider this, what are you doing? It's a serious point, serious question. What are you doing? You were supposedly giving your life to God. The church is supposed to be the function by which you are coming into God, coming into understanding of God, into training in your ministry, and to be equipped for the ministry you're supposed to be going into. If the way that church is designed is worldly, that's a major problem. How do you not care about that? Well, people don't. When I speak to Stuart, he doesn't seem to be bothered. He's not that bothered about that because he's thinking about something completely different. Rob doesn't seem to be that bothered about it. And so he doesn't care about church particularly. Even though church is full of people that are his brothers and sisters. But he doesn't particularly care about church. Or the way the church is designed, or the way that church is, that's all stuff that is, no, that's not an issue for him. Now, I understand it from the point of view of people have their passions. People have their things that are their desires and their passions as a Christian. Their areas of ministry. The things that are on their mind. I understand that. I do understand it. But as I say, look, if you are evangelizing in any way, shape or form, then you're bringing people into the kingdom. Those people really need to go through a church, to have something similar to the Alpha course to start with, and then go through onto other things, to help to mould them and shape them into the person that God has them to be. Led according to the Holy Spirit. But if you haven't got that system, then you're bringing people into a kingdom that are just going to get completely lost. Because they're still of the world, not of God's kingdom. Because they don't know how to become of God's kingdom. Because you're not going to teach them. You're going on to the next people. So they go into a church and they completely suffocate under the crap that is church. That's not good. But, as I said, my area of ministry is, that is my area of ministry, the church. Helping Christians to be everything they can be. I'm not interested in evangelism. I wouldn't know really where to start with that. Mollie, come. It's yours. Trying to talk to people about God and to people that aren't Christians. Oh God, no. I'm not saying I don't do it. I do it sometimes, but generally speaking, no. It's not really. No. There are people who are called to do that. Let them do it. They're better at it than I am. I'm not very good at that, so that's not really my area. So. Come on, come, Bubs. Come my car. We're going to go a bit more around, past the car, a bit more around. We're not quite going to go to the skating park, because there's glass around the area probably, I imagine. There always is. So there probably still is. And then we're going to walk back to the car from there. So now at least that you understand why I keep on banging on about the fact that, church ministers shouldn't be trained in college. Now you understand why. Now I've given a bit more detail as to why they shouldn't be. That's what I'm saying about knowledge and understanding, about people learning. People just accept this stuff, don't they? You have all these people coming that have been programmed according to a system. They just come and spew out the same crap. And you just accept it. Well, this must be what God wants because it's his church. No, this isn't what God wants. Because it's not being run by God, it's being run by you. You are the people that appoint these people. Are you actually bothering to go to God and try and get guidance from God as to who you should appoint? In most cases, no. No. I mean, look, I'm not saying people don't pray and ask for guidance, but they don't bother to listen afterwards. I'm not trying to pretend that I'm brilliant at that myself, because I'm not. Oh yeah, I can talk to God quite a lot. I don't always listen. No, I should do, but yeah, I don't always do that. Yeah. Come on, Connie. Come, Bubba, go. Alright. Mollie, Connie, come on. Oi. Come on, sweetheart. Well, it's easier doing videos without any of you lot, because I have to keep on looking back and see where you are, making sure you're not eating something you shouldn't be eating. You know, Bubba, go. My Kylie, good walkies. There you go, see? Daddy takes you for walkies. Good walkies for my Kylie, see? Love you. Oh, yeah, I think Mollie's about 10 days away from having babies, about that. Problem is, you never know. When she starts to want to get into the kennel, yeah, when she starts sort of coming to me and then going out and just standing by the kennel, then you know, okay, it's getting near to time. Yeah, until then, she's happy. She's fine. Alright, well, see, you never know how many pups are in there as well. So, yeah. Look, my girl. Oh, pup. You've had lots of treats today, haven't you? Hey? Yeah, you have. Little bits of treats. Right. I shall go and get some more stuff tomorrow, actually. Tesco's. Yeah. Yeah. With regards to the gym, I'm not really sure what to do with that, because I've got the aim now. I mean, I think I can probably get the 50k dumbbells. I think I could probably do that. The chest press, flat bench. Yeah. Yeah. What I need to do though is when I'm doing 42k with flat bench, I need to start doing 35k with raised bench as well. Yeah. Try and do the upper chest as well. Alright, you've got to push it. Then, you know, after doing 50k with flat bench, work on doing 50k with raised bench. Yeah, might as well. Something to do. There's something else to do in it then. Right. Indeed, there's no point just, you know, with flat bench, cool, done it. That'll do. Move to something else now. Yeah. I could probably go over 50 with the dumbbells I've got indoors. I need to buy some more weights, I think, but I could probably go over 50. Yeah, if I get a load more 10 kilogram plates, I could do that, absolutely. Yeah. Need to get another 4 of those to be able to do that. But I could certainly go over 50 because I've got the very long bar dumbbells. So I could put quite a lot of weight on those. So once I get the 50k there, I could start going a bit heavier with the one I've got indoors. With that one, yeah. Certainly over winter, that's a possibility. I certainly want to be able to do decline as well. I can do it better at home. Right, here you go. I'm going to come back. Mollie, come this way. There you go, man. See, I told you we wouldn't go quite that far. We'll just go over here and walk back to the car. Well, yeah, because we have Mollie's pups will be gone by winter. Amber will have 1 more litter. Gracie will have 1 more litter. They will probably be born around October sort of time. So they'd be going around midwinterish, wouldn't they? So yeah. I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm gonna do. You know what I think? Certainly, it's the case that you don't really want to be out using that sort of stuff midwinter. However, it's the case where after Gracie and Amber's pups, there won't be any more pups for quite a while. That's cool. They got a dog. I don't know. Have they got a dog? I'm not sure. I think they have. I'm totally sure there's something walking with them. There's a dog. Right, you come here. Oh, they're coming around. Well, come over here. Come here, bud. Mollie, come. We're going to walk around a bit. Around by that white car over there. Come here, girl. Mollie here. Come here, bud. Mollie, come. Mollie, come. Oh, that's really fun. So yeah, time will tell, as I say, but it won't be because, yeah, look at the situation. You'll have Covie, Locki, and Teri, who still be too young. So it'll be probably at least 6 months before there's any mating, before they'll be old enough. After those pups, because by the time those pups are gone, Covie and Locki will be about a year old. So they won't be mating until at least a year and a half. Well, actually, that's what Jacob has to be old enough. So they could be about 2 years old before they mate. Yeah. So therefore, looking at about maybe, say, 6 months to a year without pups. That's a good time to use the equipment I've got at home. Yeah. Yep, indeed. Very good. I say especially because at the gym they don't have dumbbells over 50k. Yeah, I potentially could do that with what I've got, but they don't have over 50k. So yeah, that's cool. Indeed, yes. Time will tell with regards to that. I don't know really what's going to happen. No idea at all. No idea whatsoever. With regards to learning, yeah, people come. Yeah, don't just accept. It's like people are now asking questions. I went and preached to the video earlier talking about vaccine passports and stuff like that. How have we let it get this far? Well, we've complied. We've complied. Yeah, we've basically given the people power. And now we're saying, well, why are they abusing their power? You give them basically people who love power more and more power. That's just stupid. That's a mistake. That's what we've done. We've given these people who love power more and more power. And what have they done with it? They've used it. They've used what we've given them. And we gave them the power, they've taken it. We've said you can do whatever you want, and they've said, okay, we're going to do that. But now we're complaining about it. Now, isn't it about time we started to learn? Isn't it about time we started to think before we complied? Think before we said, yeah, that's okay. It's about time we started saying, look, sod this for an off. Yeah, we're going to start using the brains that God has given us. Yeah? Mollie, where you gone? There you are. By the bush, hiding. You playing hide and seek? Was Mollie playing hide and seek, was you? Okay, I found you. I found you, didn't I? I called you, you came. Good girl. There's a carport there, isn't it, what they're doing. Okay, no worries. We're just going to go around there a bit more and then finish the video, or turn around, go at the car, finish the video. Yeah. There's so many things really that we're being told by the people in charge, which people are now starting to question. which really people should have been questioning for a long time. Now again, are we going to start to learn from that? We're going to start to understand that, well, maybe not a good idea. But it's like Mike Graham, he was talking about global warming, so he was talking about electric cars as well, and basically saying electric cars might not be the answer. Because, if you spoke to the real experts about it, you would learn that lithium is what they need to make the batteries, and lithium is incredibly difficult to get. They quite often have to use child labour to get it. It has to be mined, and then it has to be flown all around the world, to get made into the batteries that we end up using for the cars. And it's going to take an awful lot of batteries for these cars and for the factories that are making them. It's certainly the initial cost for the environment and for the person who initially buys the car is far more than it is for a diesel or petrol. But the people who sell electric cars say, well, they pay their way after that because you don't have to buy the diesel or the fuel, and so therefore it's better in that way. Once you've paid for it, it's basically paid for. But that isn't quite the case, because you do have to top up with electricity and you've got to pay for that. And generally speaking, the batteries don't last forever, and when they have problems, you're still going to, so if you buy a Tesla, the car has problems, you've got to buy a new Tesla. Because they generally speaking won't fix it. So until they get the reliability sorted out of these cars and all the rest, it certainly isn't worth it. And until they start mass producing, as I said the other day, we need people who could be using wisdom to help us to move forward in all these areas, because of the fact that when it comes down to it, the problems are huge. If we're going to move forward to electric, then there's a lot of things that need to be considered. Mollie, come. Mollie, Collie. Come on, babes. Mollie. Come on. Wait, dozy dog. Come on, you. Come on, Dipsy doggy. Oh, dear. How you doing? Mike, come this way. Let's do it, well, the way the car is lit up those, that area there, that's quite pretty. See all the duckies? Well, you probably can't, but I can. Lots of duckies then. Well, it's good we haven't got that whole pack, because the duckies are certainly running straight back into the water. So, we'll put it this way, in with regards to the world, look at it from the point of view of God. Why are we running around trying to save the planet? So, we'll put it this way, as I say, from a Christian point of view. As a Christian, don't worry about the planet. If you're a Christian and you're focused on saving the planet and that sort of stuff, then you really need to go to God and ask God, what does he really want you to be doing? Because I don't think that's it, somehow. Well, God has his own plans, and God is more than capable. If the planet needs to be saved, God can save it. No problem at all. Right? No worries. At all. God can save it if he wants it saved. His responsibility. If he wants it saved, he can do that. He's allowed mankind to abuse it. If he wants it saved, he can solve it. Right? It's up to him. That's if mankind has abused it. I can't say definitively that that's the case, because I don't know. I've not studied it. So, yeah. tired. Tired indeed, yes. It's 44 minutes. We're going to go back in a sec, I think. Yeah. Go back, get Mollie some food. We're going to get Mollie Collie some food. Mollie wants some din-dins. I said, yummy, yummy, in your tummy, tummy. Yes? Okay. Okay, Mollie Collie. Get some puppy food. Get Mollie some puppy food. Yeah. For a belly belly. Oh, we've got that as well. Oh, good point. Yes. Got some nice stuff for Mollie and the pup. Oh, yes. Right. Oh, good point indeed, yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, the reason is Teri didn't eat much of her food. Jacob did. I've got a nice little treat for Teri. Because, say, Jacob's had food, Teri hasn't. Well, God knows how her belly was so massive. Well, put it this way, she's probably still... how big is she? 2/3 the size of Jacob. Maximum, probably half to 2/3 the size. So therefore her belly's smaller here, so you can eat more as she can. That may be why. Maybe she's eating a full. I don't know. When I put the puppy food out for him, he ate the whole lot. She had the same amount. She didn't even want any to start with. I put a bit of golden syrup on top, and then she was a bit more interested. She ate a few of her biscuits, but basically licked the golden syrup off. But then ate a few of the biscuits. So a few is better than none. That's okay. I'm going to get them out as well because they need to have a bit of time out. But yeah, I got some wet little bags of for smaller dogs, that sort of food. That's good. Mollie, come. Mollie Collie, let's get you in the car. Come, Bubs. Come, Mollie Collie. So that's a lot to think about, isn't it? So there you go. You take care, God bless. I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.